September 24, 2021. We have started testing Lyn in Fire Emblem The Binding Blade. Our hypothesis is that her offense will be very useful in the context of this game. Lyn is fast, accurate, and with her Mani Katti, she should be able to deal great damage to certain types of enemies, such as Cavaliers and Armor Knights. However, overcoming her low durability will be a real challenge, as it looks like any combination of two enemies will knock her out. So far, her offense is very lacking, since she is generally 1 or 2 points short of doubling every enemy type. And while her evasion is good, we cannot exactly make use of it since it can put her at a risk of death. What isn't helping is that Lyn is showing a complete inability to level up relevant stats, which is making it more and more likely that she will miss important defensive benchmarks later in the game. More testing and blatant favoritism will be needed to determine that Lyn would be good in Fire Emblem The Binding Blade. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Chapter 2 of Fire Emblem 6, the Blinding Blade, I don't know what I'm going for here, but there's too many letters in common for me not to try and make a pun somewhere. What's up, Raisins?
Doing well. The laws of the Sakai mandate that we use Lyn today.
Oh, you're right. You're
so
right.
Find this.
I mean, we have to. She didn't get any good level ups, but, you know, it's kind of the whole point of using this playthrough is playing with Lyn. So, the Princess of Bern. She's the princess, right? Lyn's a princess?
Is
no,
she?
She's not really a princess.
She was Marquess, right?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Alright. Chapter 2 is, I think it's still like relatively easy-ish early game, but there are some tricks that, if you don't do them, make it slightly harder. One of those tricks that I like to do personally, that I think you enjoy as well, is trying to get Marcus onto this fort, and you know that requires someone heavier than Lyn probably to drop him on there. And since we don't have that, we have like no boars. That might be a bit tricky. So what I'm thinking is we drop. Let's see. Oh, we can actually still get it. I think with both camps if we get the soldier out of the way. Oh, that might be impossible then.
We have some mystery units who could attack a soldier, maybe.
That's true. We have Wolt, and I guess like Lyn and Wolt gang up on a soldier, right? And then he's dead. 16 and 9. Yo, that's not enough. She's gonna be in death range for the other guy. I guess Roy will also be in death. Oh, we can heal with Ellen, and then Ellen doesn't die in one hit to this soldier, I think.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, cool. Because we do have Ellen for that kind of stuff. That's pretty nice. Having a healer, you know, pretty cool, pretty chill. I like Ellen for early game utility, but I've never been able to commit to her long term. There's always someone I find more interesting to use, whether it's the heals on a horse or heals on wheels, or it's just Saul with his higher staff rank and higher magic later on. But I think Ellen is like reasonably useful for the chapters you have or you have no one else, and then if you wanted to rate her for the chapter she's around when the others are too, you probably come up with like a decent, like a average grading, you know, like a nice 6, which for students like I used to be, damn, I'm old, that's a passing grade, but I've never been super enthusiastic about her. I think her magic is just awful with the one base. The other stats look quite impressive, but honestly the most important part is just saving vulnerable uses, saving player phase actions, and later on maybe some warping, some restoring, some hammering. I think she's okay, but I've never been able to get the full Ellen experience in an entire playthrough. What about you?
Yeah, she's definitely the weakest of the 3 staff users that you'll get early on in the game. The one base magic is somewhat impactful, although for the most part you're using heals or mends, which will be fine. Even with one base magic, you'll still heal some HP. The biggest problem really is her D-base stabs, which, for those of you who've not played FE6 before, you can level up the staff rank, and each use gives you 1 XP, and you need 50 to level up.
Yeah, you need like 1 weapon XP, right?
Yeah. 1 weapon XP.
Yeah.
So you need to cast 50 stabs to level up to C, or to B, or to A. She does get plus 50 on promotion.
Yeah,
but it takes a long
rank,
time.
Right? So she goes up to C at that point.
Exactly, yeah, she goes up to C. Woo. She gets Restore, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
Restore,
good for her.
Recover.
And Recover, yeah. So there are a lot of things that you need to do to really make her a serviceable mid and late game unit, but she's here in the early game.
Yeah.
And can help us out now.
Exactly. Just now, just gonna help out Roy. One more thing to add, I think you said it gives 1 weapon XP. Another problem with GBA staffs that I find for leveling healers is they also only give 11 XP, period. So they just level up very slowly. So it takes a while to grow out of those bases, even if she had good growth. So that's another thing. Well, for healing Lin anyway, or if we're healing Roy anyway, we could heal Lin instead, but I'm kind of worried that Ellen will not heal enough to get Lin out of death range, because she'll take 14. Ellen will heal like 11, right? Well, that
Should be at 3 to 14, and then how much does the other guy deal?
same. They're the same attack.
It's the same picture.
Yeah,
We
it's the
could
same
use Merlin just
picture,
to
yeah.
block. I think actually if we attack with the archer and then we do the rescue maneuver, that Lin will be walled off, so she'll be safe even.
Oh, I guess if we put the calves like in the way, yeah, I guess so. I will try that. I have no issues walling with Walt here. We're not going to be super productive in this enemy phase anyway. With Ellen.
I mean, this is usually This is usually borders, so you gotta wall them off anyway. But you know.
Yeah. All right, we'll just give Lin another go. You know what could possibly go wrong? No strength, no speed. Here we go. Or she could crit. See if it's heal use. No. Okay. All right, Lin. I complete. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We got it.
Good on the second.
We got it.
Huge.
Another level up. Oh no, she's far away. She's far away from these. Okay.
What level is she so far?
Level 3? Yeah, 3.
That's right. And we've earned, I think, 1 point of HP and 2 points of res.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Marcus could actually attack the soldier, I think, and then get rescued by you. Oh, who's gonna drop? Oh, you need to drop him. So you need to be here to rescue Marcus, and then you need to go here and drop him off. All right. And do we give him a Javi to counter the hand axes, or do we give him an iron sword to counter this one dude extra good? Because we could give him Lance's Javelin, right? But do we want to?
Yeah, I think doing so is usually fine. We got a lot of gold, and this armory right up here sells javelins anyway. Speaking of which, there's a shop and an armory on this map.
Yeah, we'll send Myrnus there. He'll chill there. We could talk about Myrnus, but like, he's a driving convoy that plays on casual mode and comes back, but he can't fight. He doesn't really level up or anything. He's just an invincible convoy, and that's pretty cool, but usually not very worth deploying. But you can do some cute tricks with him. There's not too much to say on him though, unless there's anything you want to say about him.
Oh, best unit in the game. Honest to God, he doesn't die.
That's true. Or rather, he dies and comes back.
Okay, well, yeah.
Although if he was like legit invincible, that'd be pretty cool too. You could use him as a wall for like eternity. But yeah, he just draws a lot of fire basically. Okay, this is more of a question like, do we want to use a javelin against 3 fighters, or do we want to use an iron sword against 3 fighters and then use a sword against a soldier? But I think I'll make do with the javelin, see how many he hits. And if you weaken someone without killing them, it's a little better. So I guess just go here, iron sword this guy.
I like it.
Let me see how much HP Lin ends up at before I decide exactly where to move everyone. Because if we don't have to wall her, then I won't. Yeah, it's got to be a wall. I gotta wall her.
Only 14.
Only 14. Alright. We could also kill that guy with the silver. I don't think that's worth. So if a calf goes here and a calf goes here, we cannot wall off Lin. Actually, we can do this, right? Then it works out. Because then if there's 2 calves here, then she's walled off. Yeah, okay. That works. Okay. Marcus, do your thing. Hit this guy up. Okay, don't crit. Don't be Dieck. Don't crit. Mark is on, coming through.
Right, oof.
Alright, works.
Yo, he could have crit. The Marcus tax.
Okay, javelin to him. And then pick him up. And drop him on the floor. Take the choke point. Go here.
Get our advanced position.
Yeah, just move him out of range so that Marcus is the one who gets attacked. There we go. That should work. Alright, goes for Walt. That's fine. Easy dodge.
Mekkah, I have a question for you.
Always.
I should come out after this. So, there are a lot of enemies here. How is our paltry band of 6 units in Merlinus and Ellen gonna take all of them on?
That's the neat part. They don't.
Oh.
Or rather, they will, but they'll get some help, I'm sure. I'm sure a convenient band of mercenaries might arrive to help us out here. Let's go, Marcus.
That's right. We gotta pay for them.
I mean, off screen, yeah. When it doesn't count.
Probably.
Easy. Watch him hit all these. Oh, never mind. Nope. Never mind. Still playing FE6 after all.
That's right. I mean, 67 goes to what? 7/8? No, 7/9. So.
Yeah, and he's been hitting. He's been hitting. He's been doing all right. Another one. Oh man, nice. That's so many kills. So next question is, we have like 5 enemies to kill. Do you have 5 combat units? Oh, there we go. We got some more. Hey, what's up? It's a Dieck band. How's it going,
Should be
Dieck band?
The Ilian Mercenary Squad.
Oh yeah, they are Ilian because they got one Pegasus Knight with them. That makes sense. All right, do you want to prefer to talk about any of these first? I can sentence.
Probably Dieck and Shanna.
All right, I knew it. I knew it.
The most noteworthy. They're the most noteworthy by a lot.
They are, in a way. I mean, I like the fighters personally, but I'll get into that when we get to the fighters. All right, so what about Dieck? Pretty good bases. I went through a weird phasing with Dieck. Like at first, I really liked him when I first started playing the game, and then I started kind of being like, maybe he's not so great after all. And now I'm like, actually, in the context of FE6, this is still a really good unit overall. Maybe not as good as I thought he was at first, but definitely better than I gave him credit for a long time. His bases are really good. His growths are good enough for him to hold up throughout the entire game. Like, combine his bases with a couple levels of growth and his promotion, and he honestly holds up against most of the enemies in FE6. Doesn't always one-round everything, but his start is better than almost everyone else, with enough speed to double most of the enemies that you face at first, and then even once faster enemies appear, he at least doesn't get doubled, and maybe double some of the slower ones. It's pretty fine. 9 strength, I think, is equal to Marcus, which is pretty good. He has access to both Iron Blade and Iron Sword. The game very nicely gave us both of these options to show, like, hey, you can use Dieck's higher constitution to your advantage if you want to, but it'll cost you a little bit in accuracy and some other areas. But generally, Dieck is pretty good use of blades when he can afford to lose the accuracy, and if not, he's using Iron Sword instead, and he holds up pretty well. Gets access after promotion to Hero, which gives him access to 1-2 range, which is not as good in this game as it is in FE7 and FE8, because the hand axe itself is just less accurate, and usually you're better off with having good 1 range than having pretty mediocre 2 range. You saw with Marcus earlier, there was like a big trade-off between being accurate and actually being able to counter enemies, but the fact that he has that option is nice for him. So I think Dieck overall is just a really solid unit, and I plan to use him in the early game. If he gets really good, I'll keep using him. If he doesn't get very good, I'm happy to drop him for someone else, but he's a good user of a Hero Crest beyond another Hero Crest user that we'll get later on.
Oh yeah, for sure. And for people who have played FE6 before, you knew on your first playthrough, this was your man, right? Like, he's just super strong in the early game. I must have been misled about his growths, because I could have swore he falls off a bit somewhere in the mid and late game. It's very rare I give him a Hero Crest these days. But perhaps I'm the one who's been misled, and he's actually much stronger than I thought he was.
He does only have a 30% speed growth, which is a bit misleading, because people often think they associate a 30% growth with bad speed, but Dieck's base is so good that he could have like 1 less base speed and 40% growth, and a lot of people would think he's good, but he would actually be a bit slower for a majority of the early game. I think his speed is deceptively good. It's just, it's kind of on that, like later on I think it's like Allen level speed, where it's just like, maybe not good enough, maybe it is good enough. But for the early game, he definitely suffices. Like, he's gonna, I think he doubles a lot of the X fighters in this portion. Well, maybe not these. He actually one more. Yeah, they actually needs 2 more points to double these. He's like the same speed as Lin, actually, I think. Lin has like 10 or 9. Yeah, he's actually 1 point faster than Lin right now. So, but he doubles the soldiers. That's, I think, where his good first impression comes from. Is his ability to just dominate this fort. I think especially on normal mode, because then they'll be slow enough to get doubled by Dieck and just get destroyed. I think the gap between normal mode and hard mode is definitely very visible when you're using Dieck. But nonetheless, he still stands out among the other units, so I'm not going to blame him for that. Alright, so what about Shanna? I made a very long Pitfalls video on Shanna long ago, highlighting her strengths and the parts where she was underrated. So if you want a very elaborate analysis on that, I recommend watching it. But in short, the idea with Shanna is early game Pegasus Knights never have a great start. They usually have several stats on the low end of the spectrum. They got HP, strength, defense, all kind of problematic. All they really get generally is speed and some luck, and Shanna's luck isn't even that good. But fortunately, being a flyer offers so many options for Shanna that she can kind of circumvent those weaknesses. And honestly, some of these weaknesses aren't even as weaknesses as you might think. It might not even be as sus as you think. Like 6 base defense actually is pretty good enough to survive a lot of things you might not think she would. And this makes it able to take kills on enemy phase sometimes, or have just enough durability to survive, like a precarious part. And being able to fly around, pick off enemies from like difficult terrain, or being able to rescue drop people over mountains and other heavy terrain that you're trying to get over, like walls. Also, being able to promote with an Legion Whip around Chapter 8 gives her access to swords, which gives her access to a huge avoid bonus against axe users, which start to be very common at that point in the game, which is also a very good selling point for her. I might try to use Shanna throughout this entire game. I'm not sure how many more mouths I can afford to feed with the XP in this game, but the long-term story with Shanna is generally that she does rely on kill lances to get one-on kills, but that just kind of puts her on equal footing with a lot of the rest of the cast. So that means her low strength generally isn't that big of a problem. But Shanna is not very easy to use. It does take some checking ranges, making sure she's not in range of any archers. So not the easiest unit to use, but with proper planning, one of the most rewarding ones for sure.
Exactly. Just don't be silly with her and put her in range of somebody, and you should be fine. I will say too, even though she tends to have low strength and very high speed, and I mean very high speed, I think she has the highest speed growth in the game, barring, you know, silly units like Fa and Corel. If she has a great excess of speed over her enemies, what that means is you can just give her heavier weapons and you can sort of redeem that speed for extra attack if you need to. You only need to be 4 points over your enemy in order to double. So if you're 9 points over, that's 5 points of speed you can afford to use with, say, a Steel Lance or a Gant Lance. Or a Killer Lance in the case, as you mentioned earlier, Mekkah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's 5 points of speed you can afford to lose for more attack. So having high speed just generally gives you the flexibility to choose your weapons better. And that's definitely one of Shanna's strengths. The swords are really good too. I think we said enough about this unit. We'll have to see. Unfortunately, on this map, we'll have to see her on the struggle bus for a short while, but...
Yeah, next chapter is a lot better for training her, for sure. Yeah, the reason she has to make these trade-offs is because she has low constitution, right? So she gets weighed down by almost everything, including Iron Lances. Like, she loses, I think, 4 speed from an Iron Lance, but that still puts her at 8 speed, which is still better than a lot of the units that we have right now. But it does kind of hamper her speed advantage over other units a little bit, but not enough to make her, like, bad or anything. And then we have 2 fighters that I don't think many people really like, but that actually I'm kind of growing towards wanting to use them because they just spice up a playthrough a little bit. You got Lot and you got Wade. They're not exactly the same, but I kind of want to discuss them in one breath because they have a lot of the same pros and cons. Generally with fighters, you usually have high HP, high strength, and middling to bad speed, depending on which fighter we're talking about. There are some exceptions to the rule, but generally this is how it goes. Kind of low defense as well, so their HP tends to go down kind of fast. Lot is kind of supposed to be a middle-of-the-road unit, where I think his growths are supposed to be quite balanced. You can even see his strength and speed are equal at base at 7. And he also has a pretty good defense growth. I believe it's like 40 or 50%, which is quite high. But it takes him a long time to grow out of these bases. They're not spectacular enough to really stand out, and it takes a while for his growth to show. And I think he usually doesn't really keep up with enemy speed very well. I think without speed wings, Lot can generally not be expected to double, and he's the faster of the 2 fighters. So they have some speed issues. But they do both get really high attack ratings between, for example, their supports. They have a fire and anima affinity, just like the Christmas calves, so they can get +3 attack from that. They also support Dieck if you're into that, for another +1 from a B support if they want that. Axes have really high might innately, and of course they just have really high innate strength. So they can sometimes get one-shots to compensate for not doubling, or maybe with a killer axe they can get crits, but they're also always a little bit dicey. And then to add to that, of course, they only use axes before promotion, and then after promotion you only get E-rank bows, so sometimes their accuracy can be shaky, especially against enemies on terrain or just particularly fast ones. You also don't really have a good Sword Reaver, for example, to take advantage of enemies having swords, because the Sword Reaver in this game isn't very good. It's kind of inaccurate. So not as good as, not as easy to use as some of the later fighters in the series, but not completely trash either. Like, I think there's worse units in this game, but not great. And Lot is like the balanced one. Wade kind of takes it all out, and he takes the strength of a fighter, puts him up to 11, but then he also has worse speed for it and worse defense, I believe, as well, because his growth is worse. So more strength, more HP, less speed, less defense, so even more extreme in that regard, and usually for that he's worse off because he's actually slow enough to get doubled. But it does make him more entertaining to use sometimes when it does work out.
How's Wade do against this fighter right here, or this soldier right here?
This soldier?
Yeah.
Well, he won rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's because he's a soldier. I mean, I was actually thinking of putting like the fighter tier instead of Dieck for fun. It would be kind of funny, but they also like get overwhelmed more quickly. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Maybe it's better to just have Dieck go ham for a little bit. You could also weaken them for more, but like we have so many enemies to go through, I think it's better to just kind of take the initial wave with Dieck, and then maybe the stragglers we can kill with the other guys, and we can go from there. Was there anything left to say on the fighters, do you think?
Not much. Wade does have the interesting utility that I pointed out. He one-rounds the fighters in this map and the next.
Oh, I see. The fighters?
Yeah, not the fighters, the soldiers.
Oh, okay.
My bad,
wait, hold up. Hold up. Okay,
yeah,
they can't use the fort this turn, so I'm just gonna not put it on the other fort until next turn.
Yeah.
So here we have a lot of really weak enemies. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units we can kill, and 5 enemies that need to be killed. So if Marcus kills the high HP one, I think we're generally good, as long as we don't miss anything. This is a scary hit to take, so I'd rather kill a fighter with her, because she's on low HP, so maybe get this one with Roy.
It's a strong play.
Yeah, let's go for this.
At some point, we need to get this guy an iron sword, by the way.
Oh yeah, we do. I've just been kind of neglecting it. Lynn has an iron sword. It's just like got for spare, and at this point, she can't really use Mani. Oh, there we go. All right, that's good. That's
there
good.
we go.
That's good.
That's Roy. That's Roy for you.
That's my boy. I think we take out the soldier with Waltz because he's the most accurate on him, and we free up a space for Marcus to take out the high HP fighter, and then we can just kind of go from there with the Cavs. I think that makes the most sense.
I like it. I like it. Is there an easy one for Lynn to get?
I was thinking that she can get, like, I think both fighters are low on HP. She can probably get the bottom one at the very least.
Easy.
Although she needs the space here to get it. But Marcus can just go around after that. So I think this is fine.
This is pretty safe.
Yeah. It's a 99. Come on, Lynn. Come on now.
Yeah, if we miss this.
If we miss this, that's content, baby. Okay. So we can get this guy with Marcus. It does leave us without a kill for one of the Christmas calves because we got the kill with Walt. Maybe we should have killed one of the, that earlier guy with a calf instead, but come on. Micromanagement, man. Alright, let's just take this guy out. Which one was the... Lance hasn't even got much XP, so just try and rely on Island for now. Take this guy out.
Generally in Fire Emblem, it's better to take your good units and make them better if their grids will allow.
Okay, and...
Anyway, how much XP we're giving to Lynn? Yeah, no.
Yeah. That's the thing, like, I think Lynn is actively kind of hurting the growth of our Cavaliers. Like, it'll make them harder to snowball because we're feeding kills to her a lot. Because...
Sure, but you can also delay the training of most units for the first three, because the enemies in the first three maps are about equal in strength. They don't really grow that much.
That's true. I mean, it's just less opportunity to get a good level up and really get going, I guess. But you know, sacrifices have to be made in the name of science. So I think last map we briefly sort of alluded to supports. We didn't really go over them. So while Dieck is murdering all these guys, would you care to explain like supports and the impact in this game?
Right. So supports. Whenever you're supporting a unit and you're within 3 squares, then both you and the other unit get a boost according to your affinities. These boosts can actually end up being pretty big. Like, Roy's fire affinity, for example, gives him half a point of attack, 2.5 points of accuracy, avoid, and crit. And if he supports, for example, Alan, then he ends up getting, what is it? Then he ends up giving that to Alan and to himself, and Alan also gives himself and Roy the fire affinity as well. So Roy is receiving his own fire affinity, Alan is receiving his own fire affinity. They're giving fire affinity to each other. So with the first point of support, they're getting 1 point of attack, 5 points of hit, 5 points of crit, 5 points of avoid. And these bonuses might not seem like a lot, but after a couple of them start adding up, these are just absolutely immense. We're talking about +5, +15, sometimes even +20 hit, which in a game like this is absolutely huge. It brings you much more reliable, gives you much more damage, and can even give you a lot of avoid.
Yeah.
Now the way you train them...
Sorry, I was just gonna say, like, for example, earlier I missed a 94 with Dieck, and if he did, if he had a support, he probably wouldn't have missed that.
Oh yeah, no. He had a +5. Oh, did we miss the 94?
Yeah, he missed the 94 in this fighter. So I was laughing. Anyway, go on, please.
Right, but the Roy Allen support is just an example of like a particularly good one, because like, oh no,
Close enough.
no,
Close enough.
What? Stop. Yeah. But the Roy Allen support is an example, of a particularly strong one, because it's just all the offensive stats and avoid. What more could you want? The way you build them is by sitting next to each other. If you end a turn on an adjacent square, you build the support. It does take quite a while to build up there, but usually what I do is just route the map and then put my people next to each other and end turn. And I can end up getting the supports that I need.
Yeah, I'm a little torn on how to, and to what extent to abuse that feature in this game, because I think the supports are balanced in such a way that you're meant to play through the whole game and unlock them over the course of it just through naturally ending up together, or maybe giving the player an incentive to put units together for a while. But some supports in this game are so slow that you'll never get a support. Like, you can play through this whole game and you'll probably only see the Royal Lena support, because that one is like instant. Oh, okay, good job, Fighter. Or Archer.
Let's go.
So I don't really want to spam enter at the end of a map, but at the same time, I would like some supports just to make the early game more reliable. I remember the last time I played this game in vanilla was an Iron Man playthrough, And I did actually support grind Alan and Lance together because I thought the hit rates in every game were so bad that I just wanted the extra reliability to have my units, you know, just have a little bit of an advantage here. Anyway, it's probably... We should probably just pick one Axe Fighter to use for fun and just support them with Dieck rather than trying to use both, because that will be an absolute disaster if I try that. Maybe just
Gotta
use
be
Wade
Wade
for fun.
then.
Yeah, gotta be the funny one. Funny Wade. What do you need one rounds this? It's so good. Okay, what if I try to get this one with like a javelin hit or something? Or like a hand axe whack from Wade. Or something. I don't even know, man.
Let's do it.
Who has the javelin? Oh, Marcus has him. Okay. Because like, can't get this kill without hitting like a steel axe hit or something. We could try the steel axe hit.
I think Steel Axe hit. Steel Axe is the same hit as a hand axe, so. This is as good as it gets.
There was an attempt. There was an attempt.
We tried. We can box in an archer later.
We certainly can. Right now, I just want to kind of get him off there. Lots, move aside, please. Just grab him with Shanna for a minute. I'll put, I guess, Alan on there. So he'll live, right? It's actually kind of dicey here, but there's only one fighter. He might be dead soon if I just toss a javelin at him. What if I javelin with Lance? Chill here with Marcus. Try this, see if it works. It might.
Ooh.
Nope, not work.
Oh, let's go.
That was really just like, if I get it, great. I can just, I can definitely give Alan like a Lance then, but since that didn't work out, we'll just do this. I mean,
Yeah,
Archer
if we
probably
miss,
won't
we have a
move
backup
anyway
plan.
for a while, because ranged enemies move last.
Exactly.
Just now.
The fighter's not going to attack Alan.
Exactly. Now some reinforcements coming in here. Oh, you could have healed bots. Duh. Okay, we'll just chill here for a turn. We'll see if we can snag a kill somewhere. Oh yeah, this guy just suicides on Dieck because he had no other person to attack. That's fine. Dieck getting some growth is good too.
We can show off his amazing levels.
Oh, okay, alright. Intentional, for sure. Alright, yeah. Just building Lance rank, nothing new here. Nothing to see here.
He's trying to have us surround the archer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dieck the new Jagan.
Yeah, he sort of is. I mean, the thing with like Dieck is if I chip with him, like, oh, okay, alright, this is what I'm talking about.
Alright.
I think now he
Okay.
one-rounds them.
I take it back. I take it back.
Never mind, I'm not a Jagan. Dieck has got more strength and speed in one level than Lin has in two. Just saying.
Just saying. Look at me. I'm the growth unit now.
Trying to find an excuse to get a kill with Lin, but like it's so crowded in here. That's like another thing with Lin, is like no range is gonna suck. Oh, she's unpromoted. I'll try. I'm gonna do this drop here. No, I can't. Weight is too thick. Let's get you in here then. And replace her with a cav afterwards. We gotta get kills somewhere.
Wade might have the largest con in your army at the moment.
Yeah, maybe I should have done it differently. I definitely could have dropped him last turn. I just kind of neglected to.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 20/20 and all, but I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Oh, probably. I think Alan's first
Training
level is
Lin.
kind of good too.
Oh, is he level 2?
Yeah, he's level 2. Lance is still level 1. He hasn't really done a whole lot of anything. I should heal him. And then, like, I'm gonna grab Lin with Lance and then, like, drop her off with Roy or something, or Marcus. Just kind of take my time a little bit, try to get these kills on the right people. You would like a Iron Lance. Do we have one around? I don't think so. Just the Lance I could give. I think I really only have one Iron Lance since on Alan. Like, normally you get one from Boris, but I don't have that. I bought a couple with Merlinus, but he's far away. So I guess
I was wondering, like, where the hell's the other one?
I know, right? I'll just give it to you.
Give him the stun lance.
Here you go. And I can't drop him again unless I use Marcus, but that's fine. Okay, so just go here. It's a slim. Get on here. Take, drop. Take, drop. I don't know if I want to build supports with Marcus. I don't think I'm going to hit the limit of this chapter anyway. So I'm not quite sure about it. You have a javelin, you have a javelin. Okay, they're fine, they're fine. Unless Roy just gets two shot here by like two guys that hit him, which is never happening because, you know, he's a dodge king.
Right, never happened in the history.
Never
of the world.
happens ever. Roy never died.
Couldn't have been me.
Couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. Alright, let's get this.
Ooh, another Lin kill.
The things I do to get kills on Lin, dude. Let's try and give Wade another shot with his hand axe. Easy one rounding.
How was he so good? Okay, never mind. I was about to say,
Gets
how was he
hit.
so good?
He just gets hit like that. Alright, it's free real estate for Lance then.
Just get hit on the return.
Yeah, every time.
Okay, we can do it. We can give a level to Lin.
I mean, he like barely failed, right? Oh jeez, I have to put him in range of 2 guys. Maybe this is a job for Marcus. Because I don't think he one-rounds those guys up there either. Let's put him here. And then Lin has to go like above and I get rescued. Yeah, this is some major dubiousness here.
Could open up the Allen tile.
Yeah, I was thinking of rescuing Lin with Alan, but I guess I can do it with Shanna instead. Alright, Lin.
Let's see her go.
Is she about to level up? Okay. I have faith in the averages. Let's go.
Let's go.
Alright, okay.
Alright,
Back
okay.
on track. Back on track.
There we
back
go.
On track, back on track.
There we
back
go.
On track.
There we go.
Back on track.
Okay.
Alright.
And we're off.
And we're off to the races. Like, Lin is ready to snowball everyone. After these messages. You know, Lance, Alan are probably fine here. I want to put him here, build the support and everything. And he's only ranged the javelin, so I'll just... This is fine. Yeah, this is all good. This is fine, and just drop that. You like how in this game where you were like, whether to use like a sword or a lance against a lance enemy is not decided by weapon triangle because the difference between the hit rates is bigger than the difference that weapon triangle makes. So you'd rather use this, like if you're trying to finish off like a 1 HP cavalier with a lance with Alan, for example, you have a better hit rate with a sword than with a lance. It's so silly. So weapon triangle in this game is only 10%. I think the difference between them is like 15.
15 in other games, or just between the lance and the sword? Yeah, no.
It's 15 hit rate difference.
15.
So
the sword is always more accurate.
Always. Okay. So fighter to Lin. Oh my god, she doesn't double these.
What? No.
It's okay.
She just doubled speed.
We have the measures. Can you do 9, Lin? Can you do 9 damage? Yeah, technically. You can do 9 damage. Okay, let's get it.
Can you do 9 damage? Yes.
Or we can kill the soldier with her. That's better. Yeah, this doesn't cost me a use of the Mani Katti.
Might as well. Oh my goodness. Well,
Told you it's good. We just have to make absolutely sure we kill the fighter as well.
should be okay. Ooh.
Those guys have weird AI, I think. They just don't move when you're in range. Unless you like get in range of both or something. It's like group AI.
Oh, they have the trolling AI. Yeah.
Fighting Blade did
I think
it
it's
first.
once you attack the archer. I think they start moving.
Right. So this dude, we can probably feed him to Roy somehow. I want to heal. Yeah. Okay. I think I figured out what I want to do. So Lance can go up here. Pretty sure that Merc just doesn't move yet.
Oh, that Merc does move though.
Okay. Well, we'll hear about it later, I'm sure. Alright, so next question is, I guess, does he die to the Merc? Iron Blade.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna kill him. Yeah, that's gonna kill him exactly. Unless you trade him a Lance, then he doesn't die. If Lance is holding a Lance, then Lance won't die. So we can get this kill on Roy. We can get him the Iron Sword for now, for a second. Zoop.
Right away, Dieck's Iron Sword. Let's go. He only needs the blade.
I mean, I want to give it back to him because he's going to do so much enemy phase work that like the extra flexibility on him will be helpful. Oh, I didn't really want Dieck there. That's fine though. We can fix that. Heal you. Make sure to give Lance a Lance.
That's true.
Give him that one. And this is fine Lance, but this is a better Lance.
Alan with the Slum Lance.
Yep. Okay, we'll just drop Dieck with you, I guess. Here you go.
Take it back. Dieck must be the largest unit in your army.
The largest? Yeah, apparently. He has like, what, 13 con? 13? Oh, he's tied with Wade. They probably had a eating contest at some point.
Probably.
There you go.
The
Did the
Achurian
math.
pit fighter.
Did the math. Easy. Watch him get doubled. and crit and dead.
I did see the 4%. Oh boy.
It's kind of the thing with mercs is like in this game, other than the fact that they have gray hair for some reason, is they have so much crit on your units, or like your units just don't have much luck. I guess it's also a thing. Like most millions, especially, just have like no luck to speak of, except Roy. Yeah, just luck ratings overall are at an all-time low in this game. I feel like. Okay, so that fighter has a toy eye, right?
Yeah, that fighter is the weird one.
Oh damn, Marcus, you're too strong. Okay, how about we just try this, because all I know in life is that if there's one thing that's certain in life is Marcus is not going to die.
Oof.
I mean, he's trying his best, but he's not dying.
I vaguely remember all the mercs in mid-game, around like Chapter 14, Chapter 15, Chapter 16. They pretty much without exception all have cap speed and skill.
Yeah.
So
it's very apparent that this game really doesn't like you sometimes. Roy is not strong enough. What about Lin? Mani Katti
Lin's got this.
Ooh. I want to give it to Cap, honestly. I want to get another level up on Alan while demonstrating Troy Eye. Stim Lance. Got him.
80 hit with the Slim Lance, my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Slim Lance also just has significantly less hit rate in this game than it does in last game.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, alright, take it. We take those.
We take them, we take them.
Yep. Heal you. You go. Don't waste my vols.
I always forget how to take on this group. I just kind of bung in there with Marcus, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I plan to do, honestly. It's just gang up on him. I can't really surround him because there's a space behind him, but there's probably something that we can do to make it easier on ourselves. Okay, it's all good. Let's see what they do. Nothing. Very much nothing. Okay, Shanna's gonna fetch the Armor Slayer from Merton so we can use it against the boss. Although I might want to use something I haven't been doing this chapter that I probably should be doing is using axes with Marcus, so that you can use the halberd later and the hammer. So I'm going to work on that now.
That's true, those two in particular should be good. Would you do me a favor and check the boss for me?
Boss, the
boss
one?
stats. Yes, the rude one.
He's kind of rude.
Okay. He is pretty rude, yeah. And his stats are different than I expected, so... normal mode, this guy's like 20 HP.
Yeah. I think nearly one on him with Roy with like a couple lucky strength procs.
Oh yeah. I was thinking we could have one-shot him with Lin, but...
Oh, damn.
That's out of the question now.
I mean, I'm curious how much she does, because she's triple effective, but she's also Lin with +1 strength from base. Okay, if Marcus even gets hit once, he's still fine against the archer, so let's just bunga in there. And then the archer will attack someone unretaliated, but all will be well. So you said he moves when you, like, you said these group moves when you attack the archer, but I wonder if the archer will move if I attack the fighter. That's what I want to know. Let's find out.
To be honest, I'm no AI scientist, so...
Wait, the AI for this game was 99% figured out, I think? For the most part? Like, what kind of heuristics they use to decide what to do, who to attack and everything?
I do know there's a point priority system where they kind of evaluate all of their moves and give them a point level, and they do whichever one has the highest points.
Yeah, I do know one of their things that they like to do is to attack Roy a lot. It's one of their favorite things to do. Don't let them.
Don't let them. Although there have been some times where a unit did some very strange things.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the mannequins that just randomly decide, you know what, actually I don't want to kill your unit, I want to do something else. Okay, let's see if Marcus one-runs this guy with an axe. He does. Okay, I don't want to do that then.
Don't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get
over
axe
another
rank
kill
on the boss for a bit, and then finish him off with the Armor Slayer, because I actually get like a lot more axe rank in this chapter usually, and I'm kind of worried about like a couple chapters not having hammer axes and everything. I mean, let's do one more for Lin, I guess. I want to snowball my Cav too. I'm gonna give it to the Cav. We'll try to defeat the boss to Lin. Although the boss probably Oko's Lin, right? 19 attack. Yeah, he does. He barely one kills her. She did get HP level ups, to be fair. Okay, we'll feed her this one then, because there's no way you're gonna be able to safely feed the boss to Lin. Let's give her this one for now.
Can maybe get her an HP? Oof.
Nah,
she could survive if she's on the forest.
Yeah. That's true. How do you attack without... Waste his
Take 45
javelin.
attacks in the forest. Yeah, destroy it. It gives an extra 3 might. Alright, alright.
It does. I'm just curious how much damage she does, really, in general. It's like, I think she, I mean, it's not expected for her to get defense, and she got HP every time, so honestly, I don't think she can ever be expected to kill this boss. And we give her, like, more kills than average. Like, we gave her the boss kill. She's, like, higher level than most of our units. So she's really not doing that great, level-wise. Okay, let's see how it goes with Marcus. The Iron Axe. I know he does, like, some damage. Also, we need Dieck in there, probably, with the Armor's Layer.
With the layer.
Yeah. Yo, Marcus.
Marcus.
Ellen about to level up within one chapter.
That's the troll staff rank.
Oh wow, he does nothing. Why did I remember him
6.
doing more? I guess I maybe use the Steel Axe sometimes or something? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna get some Axe rank here.
Yeah, maybe. I think the Steel Axe is special, it takes E rank. Am I right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe that's it.
I'll just say, yeah.
Yeah, but it's also the Steel Axe, so there's that. Okay, Marcus level up. Scores are terrible in this game, so...
That's true.
Alright, epic.
That's the Marcus level.
Yeah, that's definitely Marcus. It's I recognize him from the pictures. That's definitely Marcus.
That's him.
Boss might actually give some trouble then, but we do have a Steel Axe available that we can maybe trade around and make use of.
You got it. Oh, he's only healing 10%. Let's go.
Do thrones heal more?
No, forts heal 20% though.
Oh, alright. That helps, I guess. Alright, we just got 4 whacks in. Let's keep this Iron Axe on Marcus maybe, and then just next chapter have him use it a lot too. Because if you want to, maybe not Hammer by chapter 4, but having Hammer by chapter 4 is a bit like hard to get. But Hammer by chapter 7 is like what I really want.
Yeah, Hammer chapter 7, Hammer chapter 8 in particular.
Let's try a Steel Axe. I should probably have given him the hammer as well just to see how it did. Alright, let's get some chip here.
Our precious hand axe.
Look, I'm not wasting it. I'm wasting it on purpose, alright? Heal, and then we'll probably have to do some semi-elaborate rescue chaining to make sure that there's no scrubs around here. Alright. Ellen Magic for that extra point of HP with healing. Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, that's actually amazing.
Right.
No HP.
Alright, new Let's Play concept. How good is Ellen FE6?
Okay. We replace Ellen with Ellen.
Okay. That is kind of low. That's good. We might be able to feed it to Roy, if anything. Let's get Ellen out of here for sure. Yo, Lynn rescue chaining.
Oh, that's
Wait.
her middle name.
Ooh, support. That's probably with Waltz. I guess I can drop a Shanna. Yeah, let's get the support. Hey,
How
Lance.
fares your sword?
How fares your sword? Cringe. Can I drop if I go here?
Not anywhere safe, yeah.
I'm so like meticulous about moving people away from support partners that I don't want them to get with, but at the same time, I know I'm not going to hit the support limit anyway, so there's probably no point in doing it. Because in FE6 you can only gain, I think, 200 per map, 200 points.
120 global.
Oh, damn, that's even lower. Oh, okay, he's going to kill him now.
So much for that.
The Marcus experience. Oof.
Oof.
I mean,
Greed can only
was
bring you
warned.
to an ill fate.
We'll never know how much Lynn did to him.
Did he just get like 3 XP for that?
Yeah, that's the Marcus experience. Sad, but that is how it is with him generally. Okay, we'll get one last healing with Ellen. I'm going to turn our animations off. And next turn, I need to remember to turn on Chad's animations. Murnus has no animations. Turn you off. Okay, that's all good. Heal up. Something about these predictable healing animations that I just don't like seeing more than like a couple times per map. Okay, so
is that you?
Jazz, yeah, okay.
You see it once or twice, and then it's like, all right, that's enough.
I've seen it. I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
We've seen it all. We saw a good Lynn level today.
That's true. That's true. We did see that. That was great. I hope we get more than that though. I'm really worried about her not being able to double Cavaliers. That's when I'm gonna be like really crying if that happens. But the next chapter ones I think have semi-low stats because they're reinforcements. So
yeah,
probably see some Lynn 1-round KOs next chapter. And if not, there's always Roy's Rapier and just Marcus. doing the thing.
Marcus. Yeah, even if she doesn't one round, she'll still do a lot of damage. You barely have to chip in order to give her the kill. She might even one shot, who knows?
Oh, that'd be great if she just one-shots people. I look forward to that. Alright, so you should also look forward to that, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.